Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's true that there is a great divide between us. There's a big river called Mississippi that divides our state. When it comes to politics, there's a divide on many issues, but not on this. There are areas where we come to agreement, and surprisingly, the full Judiciary Committee, which I think represents the political spectrum in the United States Senate, voted unanimously, repeatedly, for legislation to protect children in these circumstances. So what we're doing today is further evidence of the need for this and the timeliness of it, but also an appeal to us personally and our colleagues to do something. Stop holding hearings, stop giving speeches, stop putting out press releases. Do something. For my case, this is my last year in the Senate. I want to do it this year before I leave. We can and we should. Let me say something about today's hearing. It highlights a core truth. Children who are trafficked and exploited are often invisible until it's too late. In my 20 years serving on this committee, protecting children from trafficking and exploitation has been a bipartisan priority and a personal priority. When I chaired the subcommittee on human rights and the law almost 20 years ago, I had multiple hearings on human and child trafficking, as well as a hearing on protecting child soldiers, a form of child trafficking. Under the leadership of both Chairman Grassley and you, Chairman Hawley, the Senate Judiciary Committee and this subcommittee have held hearings where we have heard from survivors and experts about how predators exploit legal loopholes and technological gaps. These hearings are important, but as I've long believed, we need legislation, not lamentation. That's why following my hearings, Congress passed the Human Trafficking Accountability Act and the Child Soldiers Accountability Act. Now, in this age of online impunity, we need to enact new laws that protect child trafficking victims and survivors and hold perpetrators and the tech companies that are enablers accountable. And we must stop the Trump administration's senseless diversion of government resources from investigating these crimes, protecting victims, and prosecuting perpetrators to support the president's cruel mass deportation campaign. Instead of protecting trafficking victims, they are detaining and deporting them. It is unconscionable. There's hope that we can act on a bipartisan basis to do something. Just last week, the committee advanced the bipartisan James Woods Act, which I led with Chairman Grassley, in honor of a 17-year-old young man, an athlete and star student, who in 19 hours succumbed to the urgings of an internet presence that took his life and targeted him, many other predators on Instagram. This bill would revamp key sentencing laws, target violent criminal networks, prohibit sextortion, and direct the Sentencing Commission to update the CSAM sentencing guidelines. Chairman Hawley and I have also introduced the bipartisan Stop CSAM Act, which this committee reported unanimously. Our bill would finally open the courthouse doors to survivors of child exploitation, allowing them to sue the companies that promoted or facilitated their exploitation or that host or store CSAM. Too many parents take a deep breath every time their child logs onto a phone, tablet, or video game console. They know the internet has become a hunting ground for predators. Congress should pass our bills in defense today. As we further consider how to address these threats, I want to recognize a young man in the audience. His name is Jose. His story underscores why identifying and protecting victims of sex trafficking means so deeply. Like many child trafficking victims, Jose has been kicked out of his home and was left vulnerable to sex traffickers who prey on vulnerable children. He was forced to perform sex acts on adults in an illegal massage parlor. His trafficker was ultimately caught with another child trafficking victim, as well as CSAM. That investigation led authorities to uncover other victims, including Jose, who bravely testified against his trafficker and grew into the survivor and advocate that he is today. Jose's story reminds us that we must seek accountability from all those involved in sexual abuse and trafficking. I thank him for his courage and for being here today. And we would be remiss in this moment not to recognize the victims of Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirators' horrible abuses. Those victims deserve justice, and all their abusers, all of them, should be held accountable. Children who are trafficked and subject to horrific abuse do not have a political action committee or a big fundraiser. They do not have deep pockets, but they have us. And it's up to us to do everything in our power to protect them. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.